Greetings world, us hairy game lords this evening have been partaking of this new prototype expansion from BFF Games. It's the expansion to Hidden Leaders and it is called Forgotten Legends. Ooh, bringing not one, not two, but 3 new modules to the game. Oof. What did we think? Find out.
So, Hipster King here with my little explanation, hopefully to help make Forgotten Legends make sense. So, we've already said there are 3 modules. The first module we added in was the Guardian module. So, the Guardian module comes with 4 additional hidden leaders. So, you're going to You shuffle these, you add 2 to the 6 that you get in the base game, so you're increasing the chances of drawing possibly one or two of these Guardian faction leaders. So you're going to put that one will go face down as your hidden leader, and you are aiming to try and get either, in this case, the Imperial Army or the Guardians to be the winning faction by the end of the game. So the aim of the game in Hidden Leaders is to basically push the different factions up and down the track by the cards that you play, the heroes that you play out into your hand, and depending on the positions of those 2 meeples on the board at the end of the game will decide which faction wins. So if the red one is way ahead, the red wins. If the green one is way ahead, the green wins. If they are both in the undead section, the undead army win, and if they are both within one space of each other or level, the blue faction wins. However, with the water faction, if the Guardian is present, this is only a prototype meeple, but the Guardian meeple, and that is ahead of the other factions, the Guardian faction immediately wins. So, of course, we need some Guardian heroes, and enter the game 20 new heroes that are going to be shuffled into the deck, each of which has an additional Guardian icon underneath its main faction. Whenever you place a Guardian card and a Guardian hero out, you're going to move the meeple 2 places forward. But obviously, you wouldn't need many cards to be many heroes to be played, and that would be right at the top of the tree. And obviously, the Guardians would win. So, how are we going to stop those powerful Guardians from winning? Well, Guardian fake cards are the order of the day. Now, there's 2 different options. We use the dice. I think there's a possibility that there'll be fake cards as well. Basically, whenever a player buries, that kills off a card that has got a Guardian on it, they are able to, in our case, roll the 2 fake dice, and they are going to have minuses on their art. There is a blank face as well, but basically you're then going to pick either move them back 1, move them back 2, or not move that Guardian back at all. So every time you bury one of the Guardians, you're going to do that. So that's the Guardian faction, and if the Guardian faction is the one at the front, the Guardian wins. Obviously, you might not have a Guardian leader out at all, in which case you go back to the standard game rules for the winning of that one. We also, when we played with this one, we added in to make it, the beauty of modular expansions is you can play all of them, you can play one of them, you can swap them in and out. So we added in the artifact expansion module. This brings in a choice of 6 different artifacts, which basically all have a power. That power will be either during your playing of the cards or at the very, very end of your turn. So once you basically reset the turn for the next player, you can then spend one of your 2 or 3 artifact tokens to use your special ability. So the things like burying cards, or they're being able to draw additional cards, that kind of thing, which adds sort of special powers, a little bit of asymmetrical special powers into the game. The final one, which we really enjoyed, was the corruption module. Basically, here you've got, depending on the number of players, you're going to have the claim corruption card out. This gives the trigger point for when you're going to be able to claim a corruption marker. So in the 5-player game we played, whenever you get 3 face-up heroes, you're able to claim this corruption marker. Whenever you claim that corruption marker, everybody, including yourself, gets to draw a corruption marker from the little bag. What do these corruption markers do and what do they look like? There are 3 key ones. You have this is the standard one, which will give you a little bit of a hint as to what the faction choice is. But when you flip that over, that will change the faction. That will corrupt, if you like, the faction of one of your heroes. And you have to place these out onto your heroes so that you change their allegiance. That can be really important at the end of the game when you're adding up the heroes in your party, because you might swing from having a losing party to a winning one. So you've got that basic one. You have the protection corruption card, which prevents actions being taken against you, and then obviously you have to flip it over. You have the backlash token, which brings in a little bit of take that, which I would have loved, because there was a point at which Andrew buried one of my players, and I would have loved to have had a backlash token, because if I have the backlash token, I'm able to flip that and bury one of his backs. So you're able to get somebody back when they go at you. So it just adds another layer to the game. Brilliant expansion that brings in just an additional set, those additional modules, which just bring something new to a game. We loved the game in the first place. This adds another layer of depth, and you can play around with the different modules. So in the unlikely event that this was starting to get a bit samey, which I don't think could ever happen, you can really pep it back up and bring on a whole new lease of life to what is an absolutely brilliant game. Love the expansion. Brilliant modules.
Lovely, Beardy James. So, in the Guardians expansion, you get an extra, is it 20 cards? All with more of that beautiful artwork.
All right, James, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, but I love that one too. So, we love this game. We love the game in its baseness. In its boringness without the expansion. In its simplicity of the original. Now, with the expansions, my favourite one out of the 3 that we've got is the one with the Guardians. The reason that I like that one is because in the base game, I struggled to throw people off the scent of what my secret special powers are. So, for example, you got your fire, and you've got your that's war, and there's the Guardian there. I found it really hard to throw people off the scent of what I had. I was pretty straightforward, and at the end of the game, all of my cards matched up with what I was, and I was playing. Whereas in this game, having the Guardian on normal cards, so for example, the Guardian popping up on this black card here, made it so that I could look like I was a big fan of the Guardian. In fact, I could not care less. I just wanted to get as many black and red cards down as possible. And even to the end of the game, people thought that I was a Guardian lover, but I wasn't. I really liked the way that it made this game just a little bit more accessible for me as a simpleton. So if you like this game, then this adds just so much more to it. I wouldn't play it without the Guardians. It is so much better.
Hi, Dave the Grey. Now, I really enjoyed the base game last time we played it. Turned out I wasn't very good at it though. This time round though, with the hidden leaders, I probably enjoyed it more, and I turned out to be just as bad at it.
It's okay, Dave. We still love you.
So, the first game we played, just to remind ourselves with the base rules, and I nearly won, apart from this guy, the Buried Emperor, basically counts as one of any type of hero you like. Pete had that.
I did.
So Pete beat me by 1 point.
Count those beautiful points.
So close, but no cigar. So next time round, I had an endless bag of seeds, in fact, that let me use one of my tokens to draw a card either from the tavern or from the graveyard. And the Buried Emperor, because he's buried, starts life in the graveyard. I had him right away. Ha! How about you, Pete? That's what I thought. And almost immediately somebody nicked him off me. So, it's fine, I said. I've got loads of golem cards, Guardian cards. I've got loads of Guardian cards. I'll rack those out. Get that Guardian trundling up the track. It'll be fine. Everybody else is hammering my green, which was my other type of card. But no fear, I've got loads of Guardians. James nicked them all off me. So I was just sat there going, well, green, you're not doing too well. And I've got no Guardian cards. Woohoo! But I still had tons of fun, even though second game I lost even worse than I lost the first game. But I still had tons of fun. And to be honest, that is the sign of a damn fine game. So even though I lost twice and I hate these guys, it's a ton of fun. Get stuck in.
Bearded lady here and artwork, innit? It's all about the artwork. I mean, the base game, just look at it. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. For me, these guys could just put out a whole load of different modules and expansions at any excuse to keep on playing this brilliant, brilliant game. Love the feel of it. Love the artwork. Even the components. So, like, the card stock is really nice. The board, just a beautiful looking board, even though it's tiny wee, just fantastic. And then even the components with the screen printing on the meeples, amazing. Absolutely loved it. I also, like James, really like the Guardian module. Those Guardian cards are brilliant. There's so many in there, but they really pack a punch as well. So you've got not only kind of like moving up and down, or and sometimes you're moving up and down quite a lot, but then you've got additional things as well where you can like take from other people's parties and place them into different things or bury them. Just brilliant. Just felt like it was as you want it to be, ramped up. The game was a lot more ramped up, a lot more fun going on. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Get involved. You will not be disappointed. Awesome, awesome stuff. Loved it. Check this out on whatever crowdfunding website it is coming to.
Just say both, because
Check this out on Kickstarter. Get involved. You will not be disappointed. Check this out on GameFound.
I'm Martin here. Now, first game of this, with the base, I was very confused. I didn't quite get it. But by the time we got into the expansion, I was properly enjoying it. But I was annoyed the entire way through. Because someone who will remain unnamed, James, constantly stole all my good cards.
And I do it again.
Good fun. I just wanted to play it more and more, just so I could get back at James. Not vindictive. Just get involved.